Hey, welcome good friends, I'm Brian. Welcome back to the channel. When it does come to windshields, I like something to team up with the wipers to help with repellency. Rain, storms, sleet, ice. I have used full-blown coatings. When it comes to the product haul, the Gyeon products that I just brought in, they do make View, which is a longer term coating. I find that none of them really last as long as I would like them to, just like a tire coating. They also have cleaner / repellents, and they also have just plain repellents, short-term repellents for up to 4 months. And I find those are very inconsistent, and those really don't hold up to the claims as well. So the next thing that I would like to review today is Gyeon's repellent, Q2 QuickView. This is a roll-on, and to have something to compare it to that's in the same class that's also a repellent, I got the Soft 99 Glaco. And there's different versions of this as well. There's a roll-on version, there's a spray-on version, pretty much the same thing. And this is a little inconsistent too. But I would like to put them side by side on the same windshield and let Mother Nature do the rest and see which one is the best. I have a video on both of these on their own, and now we're going to put them together and match them up. The Gyeon Q2 QuickView offers outstanding repellency, so it says, of both water and dirt, keeping your windshield cleaner longer, and also gives you that water repellency and repellency during storms, inclement weather, and helps your field of view through the windshield or the glass. It does say about 6 months worth of durability. I've never got it to last that long. If those of you have tried it and have been successful getting it to 6 months, let me know. I never have that type of luck in Pennsylvania. The weather here in the Northeast is brutal in every way you can think of. The Soft 99 Glaco Chemical Liquid Super Wiper or Wet Jet is one version of a repellent. There's a roll-on version, and this version here is supposedly makes it easier to get it on the windshield, and you can even protect your windshield from the side by just hanging your arm out the windshield and spraying it after turning the wipers on and getting them wet with your windshield washer fluid. I'll show you how to put this on. This is a quick method of getting some repellency of water to your windshield to keep it cleaner longer and to help team up with the wipers to make the visibility through the glass and windshield better through inclement weather. The Wet Jet here, I've seen from $17 up to $24, $25, depending on where you look. This is almost twice the price at $44. So this sure as hell better well outperform the Soft 99, and we're about to find that out. Let's get to the application process or preparation for thereof. To get the absolute best out of any windshield protectant, I recommend obviously starting off with wash and decontamination, and then using a strong prep to make sure there's no other older protectants on here. There are some wiper marks, so following that step, I would also polish the windshield, and you'd be ready to have your favorite repellent or glass protection to put on here and get the most out of it, get the best bond. At the very least, I would do a wash and decon and then apply your favorite repellent. You can also do a coating after those steps as well, but again, I would really try to persuade you to polish the windshield first. They have the rayon glass pads, they have cerium oxide polishes for glass that do a phenomenal job. Starting off, very easy to see, no protection whatsoever on this windshield. Normally I would like to flip the wipers up, but with this one here, this make and model, the hood blocks the wiper arm from coming up all the way, so I will just lift up the wipers the best I can and wash the windshield. From here, you can rinse it, refoam it, and go to the next step. Trying to conserve, I will just grab my clay bar and go after any bonded contaminant on the windscreen while I have this lubrication on here. This will also help to remove any bonded dirt as well. A lot of that happens down near the cowl, near the wipers, and up here at the edge. So we'll give it a good scrubbing. Get it nice and smooth. And clay bars are abrasives. They do have abrasives within them. They have abrasives in there to break down traffic film as well as removing bonded contaminants. So it really does super clean the windshield. And the clay easily picks garbage off of the glass. And then rinse thoroughly. As you can see, sheeting, slow, thick sheeting, no protection whatsoever, but we do have a clean windshield now, on the outside anyway. Next, you're going to dry the glass any way you'd like to. Forced air, drying towel, just let it dry, let it air dry. Take a little bit of a break, doesn't matter. From here, obviously, I'd highly recommend polishing the windshield, but you could skip that. You can go to your coating or your repellent of your choice, but I would, before you do that, use a glass cleaner or even a panel prep, just to be sure. Break anything down that could be left on the surface. What I mean by that, a lot of my customers in this area like to use the Mr. Hot Shine. What is that? These are tunnel washes and car washes where the very last step, as you're going through or as the arms pass by, it lays down this real thick, cheap carnauba. This will help to break that down and remove it if there's anything left over after the first couple steps. Okay, with the windshield clean, let's run a line of tape down the middle. So let's say on the driver's side, we apply the Q2 QuickView, passenger side, the Soft 99 Glaco W Jet. For the QuickView, you just take off the cap, hold it upside down, give it a squeeze, and you'll see it eventually start to wet that application material. And as it does, we're going to go in circular motions from top to bottom, and then back up again, and we'll give it a squeeze Once we get to the top, get some more of that repellent out of there. Overlapping circles. Let's ensure we have some even coverage. Circles, straight lines, it doesn't matter. It doesn't care how you get it on the windshield as long as it is an even coat. Now, I'm going to let this sit for a little while. I'm not going to wipe it off right away. This is not the easiest to wipe off. However, I'll give you a quick tip. In a few short minutes, we'll just let this sit for a minute or two. All right, it's been a couple minutes, and what I did is I took an old microfiber with a short nap. I don't use a window towel, and I just make it slightly damp. And we'll just wipe her down from there. Come in with a second dry towel. Now the inside of this windshield is dirty. We do have wiper marks. As I mentioned, it would be best to polish, but I just put the repellent right over top of the glass. Boy, I really do have to get in there and clean the inside of that windshield. I don't know how people let that get so dirty. That would drive me crazy. But anyways, that is it. That's all there is to it. Let's hop over and get the Soft 99 Glaco W Jet on the other side. Now, with this side here, we want the passenger side to be wet for application. That's not a problem. Not a problem at all. We get it wet. Take the spray, get it on there. From there, you can obviously see it's already repelling water. But what I like to do is take a damp microfiber and work it in. You can reach out your window during a rainstorm or after you get your windshield wet with the wiper washer fluid and reach your arm out and spray it onto the glass and then turn your wipers on and let your wipers do the work. But I will just spread it out with a towel, another dry towel, and you can see how it's perfectly dry now. We just have a little bit of moisture. The inside of the windshield is absolutely nasty, but we now have both sides with a repellent. How about we see what it looks like? All right, let's pull the tape off of here. We are going to have a little strip up the middle there that's not protected. See what this looks like from the get-go. Which side looks better initially? To me, it looks, and it's crazy because, we tried our best to spread this out as even as possible, and all we did was spray the product over there, and the droplets fell where they fell. But to me, over there, it looks like a more even application than over on the driver's side here. Let me know what you think. Do you see the same thing? Driver's side, QuickView. passenger side, soft 99. What do you think so far initially? Let's take a look from the inside. It was a much easier job drying the glass on the driver's side than it was. It was a much easier task to dry the glass on the passenger side than it was the driver's side. And that's going to tell us a lot, right off. It was a lot easier drying the glass on the passenger side than it was on the driver's side, which is going to tell us a lot because it takes the air while you're driving to push the water droplets up over the windshield, up onto the roof, if you're not going to use your wipers. So to me, that tells me the soft 99 should work better in a storm or inclement weather, but we shall see. I will be recording as the weeks go on. We will keep track of this. All right, all we do now is drive and get footage, keep track of how it works. Do the wipers skip during a storm? Do they initially start out smooth and then start to skip? Do they skip right away? How long do the repellents last? Which one lasts longer? Do they leave high spots and streaking? Do they just push the coating around the wipers? Do the wipers leave a haze as they pass to and fro? All things we can keep an eye on, and that's what we're going to do. This here is about 3 or 4 days later in a light rainstorm. That's the speed. And now the passenger side. It's getting heavier. Rain's getting heavier and heavier. There's the middle strip that's not protected. And now we have some heavier rain. Not a downpour. We will get one of those, however. So 4 days later, around 4 days later. At 2 weeks, you can see what the unprotected window on the side here looks like compared to the windshield. You can actually see the line going up the middle there that divides the two sides. With the vehicle at rest, show you what that looks like. Right there's the line going up and down the middle there. Both sides. Now let's start to drive. We'll start to drive here and see how long it takes before the water starts to fly up over the windshield. 20, 30, and at 40 we start to see that effect, and it's happening on both sides pretty much starting at the same time. Driver's side, here's the passenger side. I don't know, you tell me down in the comment section. They both look the same to me at just about 2 weeks. Let's get the wipers on. So I'm not sure if you can hear that, but on the driver's side, I have a chattering and a skipping of the wiper. Passenger side does not have the chattering. This is a pretty good driving rainstorm here. So let's hop up to about 50, and this is what it looks like. All right, pull it back inside in the dry. Get a close-up of what this looks like. They both look very similar, both sides. That side maybe has some tighter beading, if that means anything at all. Let me know what you're seeing down in the comments section. Let's dry off the windscreen. What I want to see, has either side been pushed around by the wipers? Every once in a while when I use a cheaper repellent, it can get pushed up and form lines where the wipers stop, which is really annoying, and also can actually streak a bit. Let's dry the windscreen off and see if we have any of that with either of these two repellents. We do have some chattering on this side. I'll bring you in and we'll take a look and see if there's any streaking or pushing around of the product. Something else you can see when you try to dry it with a towel, the driver's side has a little bit of moisture over there yet. All right, let's come in closer and take a look. We do see the scratches from the windscreen, from the wipers, but it hasn't pushed the product up and formed a straight line like some of the cheaper ones I've used in the past. And I can say the same for this side over here. The wipers stop right about there. That's where the scratching stops. And there's no definitive line, so that's good to see because that is super annoying. Still feels nice and silky smooth under my cloth. I'm almost a little surprised that they're still there, but we'll see how long it takes before either side wears down completely. Let me know what you think down in the comment section so far. When either side, no matter which one it is, starts to wear down, whichever wears down first, I will get footage and I will sneak that into one of the upcoming videos. So you have to stay tuned and you got to watch and you'll find out which one is the winner. If you use these on a regular basis for yourself, let us know down in the comment section how they perform. This is just video for fun, some comparisons to see how some of these repellents, how some of these coatings work, and see if they can really hold up. I've always been disappointed with glass coatings and tire coatings, so let's just keep looking. Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning. I'll catch you in the next video.